What's good, y'all? L Famous, living my life, not thinking about it twice. Don't be scared to like, subscribe, or share this dope content if you like it. Let's get it. Yeah, let's get it. Now this joint right here is about the Bloods versus the police in Attica. Yeah, the police in Attica. Now, when I was up north, I didn't see a lot of gang members, you know what I'm saying? A lot of different gangs like the Latin Kings, the Yetas, the Crips. I ain't see none of them gangs, you know what I'm saying? I never heard of nobody really getting at the police. I never heard of nobody getting at the police. Now, I seen dudes fight the police. I heard of dudes getting it on with the police. I heard of dudes knocking out police. I heard of dudes beating up police. I heard of dudes, you know, fighting police, but I never heard a gang of dudes coordinate getting at the police, except for the Bloods. Yeah, man, the Bloods, man. The Bloods get a bad name, but they was the only gang that got together to get at them police in Attica for the treatment that they was doing to us inmates in prisons, man. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, man, them Attica police was doing niggas dirty, man. They'll pull a nigga out a line of 50 dudes, man. They'll pull a dude out of a line of 50 dudes, big, and you will never see that dude again, big. You will never see that dude again, big. And when you do see that dude, you see that dude years later, teeth missing, knots all in his head, telling you a story of what happened to him that day that they pulled him out of that line, big. He ain't do nothing. All he did was be black and be an inmate, man. You heard? That's all he did was be black and be an inmate. Got pulled out. They run around with the black gloves on. You heard? These black leather gloves. Beating dudes up. Hitting you all in your ribs. Then they don't have a fair one with you. They handcuff you and they beat you up. So it's terrible, big. You know what I'm saying? Imagine they breaking your ribs up, knocking your teeth out, throwing you down the steps. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And they taking their time to do this shit to you too, man. So, like I told you, man, them Attica, them police up there, they be doing dudes dirty. And Attica was the worst spot, you know what I'm saying? They was doing it like for wreck. Like, they was doing it like for wreck, you know what I'm saying? Like, they was like, yeah, man, these dudes supposed to be tough. These dudes doing all these crazy crimes and all that. These dudes ain't tough. You be going out to chow, going out to wreck. You be seeing them out there putting on their gloves. You heard? Big crackers. Big hillbilly crackers, mountain crackers. You heard? Putting on their gloves. Pulling out niggas. Step out. You think niggas will stop and be like, yo, we gonna wait and see what's gonna happen with homeboy? Nah, niggas keeping it moving. So one day, you had this blood named Ka from out of Harlem, had 25 to life to do. You know what I'm saying? He probably had about 8, 9 years in. You know what I'm saying? He probably was stressing, woke up on the wrong side of the bed. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't tell no homies that he was going to do this. You know what I'm saying? And he went to the mess hall one day. And he just jumped up and he knocked the CO out. You heard? Yeah, he knocked the CO out. And this is what started the whole riot between the Bloods and the police in Attica. You know what I'm saying? And the police in Attica never had nobody's rebel against them in a group like this since the Attica riot, since the 70s. So now, when the Blood dude Ka jumped up and knocked out the CO, the first thing they did was COs tried to run for the door, but they closed and locked the door. You know what I'm saying? And then the COs in the bubble, they hit the cafeteria up with tear gas. So now everybody on the wall, everybody on the floor, you know what I'm saying? Ka beat the CO up, you know what I'm saying? And basically, that set it off, you know what I'm saying? Because now you had the homies, they like, yo, man, it's on with the COs. Any chance you get, pop off, you heard? Now, it wasn't no fear, because you gotta remember, this is Attica. You got police running around with tattoos, with black babies on their arm, with being choked with ropes and being hung with ropes. Yeah, this is how COs is running around. They running around with tattoos, with babies on their arms, black babies on their arms, with being hung. You heard? And these niggas is COs, B. And this is how these niggas running around you. You heard? You can see they tattoos. They got Confederate flags. They got racist shit, KKK shit, all on the tattoos on them. And this is how they is in Attica. And they running around doing what they do. You heard? Black glove gang. You heard? Niggas got black leather gloves. You know what I'm saying? And when you go out the wreck or you go to the chow or anywhere you go, them niggas be out there and they be pulling niggas out to search niggas. They be sticking their hand down your ass. As soon as you jump off like, yo, what you doing? Them niggas set it on you. Boom, bop, boom, bop, boom, bop. Then they handcuff you and then they set it on you again. Boop, bop, boop, bop, boop, bop, boop, bop, boop. And they setting it on you, man. They hitting you all in the ribs. They hitting you all in your face. They kicking you. They beating on you. And then they handcuff you and they drag your ass to the box. And they throw your ass in the snake pit. And they might even throw you in like this. Boom. You heard? Yeah, man. Ain't nobody there to save you. So the Bloods wasn't feeling that. So the homie Cobb popped off on, nobody know why he popped off on the police. I don't know if he had a problem with the police earlier that day or he was just woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Because in prison, you get a lot of dudes with time, they wake up on the wrong side of the bed. And that could be it. It's a lot of built up frustration and anger in them, you heard? And that's the worst thing. That's the worst thing. So that's why when dudes be spazzing out, dudes be spazzing out. You know what I'm saying? So this nigga Kai knocked the CO out. They dropped the tear gas. They locked the jail down. So the Blood sent out the word, yo man, any chance you get, pop off on the police. Any chance you get, pop off on them police. You heard? And if you don't pop, you fool. You heard? So you had a lot of homies popping off on police. You heard? When they go to the shower, any chance they get. You heard? They going to a hearing. They going to anywhere. They popping off on police. And police was like, oh, word, y'all popping off on us? So they popping off, niggas popping off on police every chance they get. They got the jail locked down, but niggas is still popping off on police every chance they get. So what they did was they identified all the Bloods in the jail and they got dudes out of there. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I met my man John Woo. You heard? That wrote this book. And he dedicated this book to S.I., the Big Billy. You heard? The Big Fool, you heard? And when my man John Woo met me in Clinton, he was telling me everything about the riot. He told me everything about what I just told y'all. You know what I'm saying? That the homie Kyle from out of Harlem jumped up, got 25 to life, jumped up and knocked the CO out. Started the whole riot between the Bloods and the police in Attica. And after that, the Bloods started giving it to the police until they identified everybody and got niggas out of there on a special draft. And about 5 or 6 homies came to Clinton. About 5 or 6 homies went to Comstock. About 5 or 6 homies went to Auburn. About 5 or 6 homies went to Elmira. And wherever else boxes that niggas went to. You heard? And that's how they broke up that riot in Attica with the police and the Bloods. You know what I'm saying? They ain't wanted with the Bloods. You know what I'm saying? So they got rid of niggas. You know what I'm saying? Send niggas all to all kind of wild jails. You heard? To break that friction up. You heard? And they was continue beating niggas up, doing what they do, because they knew that nobody was coming together to get rid of them niggas, you heard? Or to stop that madness, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, B, the Bloods, you know what I'm saying? They was the only gang that I ever seen went against the police in Attica, you heard? They was the only gang that I ever seen went against the Bloods, I mean, went against the police in Attica. The Lion Kings wasn't going against police. They was cutting inmates, they was cutting prisoners, they was cutting each other. They wasn't cutting no police. You heard? They wasn't beating up no police. They wasn't getting together and beating up no police because the police beat up one of the Lion Kings and sent him to the box. You heard? When the police did that to a Blood, or when they was oppressing the Bloods got tired of that shit and started setting it on them niggas and brought it to them niggas like they was inmates or prisoners. We brought it to them niggas like they was anybody else, you heard? So that's why the Bloods was different in the state. That's why the Bloods was different in the state, you heard? So yo, man, next story gonna be another one. I'm gonna give y'all some dope shit. I'm gonna give y'all some blood on blood action, you heard? Go to Amazon, go get my man book. It's out there, you heard? $20 a book, you know what I'm saying? And it ain't no Donald Goin joint. thick cover, you heard? So go get that book, man, from A.B. Brown, you heard? The Blood Sagas, book 1, Blood and Loyalty. Go get it, baby, you heard? Joint is hot, you heard? I'm already up to chapter 10.